Is President Joe Biden considering executive action geared towards amnesty for a group of illegal immigrants? It's funny, there was an article that came out in Politico a couple of days ago, I believe it was on the 25th. They're essentially talking about how there was all these talks of executive action geared towards strengthening the southern border due to the amount of immigrants who are illegally crossing. In that article, it reads as, a month ago, the White House was openly considering a string of executive actions to curb migration at the southern border, but no announcements were made, and now immigration advocates who have been engaged with the Biden administration about the moves say they no longer appear imminent. Administration officials are weighing new actions, including restrictions on asylum, particularly as border crossings are expected to surge in line with seasonal migration patterns later this spring, according to three people familiar with the administration's thinking. Now, the gist of this article is talking about how there was talks of this executive action and then it kind of just disappeared. It's funny because buried on later in the article is what they were really getting at, and this is what Politico does quite a bit, is they like to put the real meat of the story in the base of it and then have their agenda in the beginning portion of the article. So if we dig down a little bit deeper into the article, it reads as, like the Obama administration did in 2012 with the launch of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program known as DACA, Biden administration officials are also examining whether there's an action they could take for a different group of undocumented people who have long resided in the United States, according to the three people familiar with the administration's planning. One idea that has been floated among administration officials is opening access to the cancellation of removal program for people who have lived in the U.S. for over 10 years and have citizen or resident relatives who would suffer if they were deported. If specific requirements are met and an immigration judge approves cancellation of removal, a migrant is able to obtain a green card. Here's the fact of the case is that this border crisis was caused by Joe Biden. And there's so many Democrats, lefties out there saying, oh, what are you talking about? This is just something that ended up happening while Biden was president. That is BS. Everything that he did in his first 100 days, shoot, even in his first day, is why this border crisis is what it is. So, on Biden's first day, what executive orders did he implement to cause this border crisis? Let's go through them right now. First one's being is that he revoked Trump's admin's efforts to remove illegal immigrants or illegal undocumented immigrants, whatever they want to call them, off of the census. If you are not a citizen here, you should not be on that census due to the fact that that has political consequences. When we are setting up the House seats per state, that is based on the census. When you have a bunch of illegal immigrants in that state, guess what? They get more seats in the House. They also get more votes in the Electoral College. They should not be counted in the census. Biden thinks otherwise. Hey guys, real quick, if you are loving this content and you do want to follow along for all the issues that I do discuss, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, maybe give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so that you are notified of the latest videos that I do come out with. Let's get back to this right now. The second thing that he did was he strengthened legal protections for DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. The third thing that he did was get rid of Remain in Mexico, and with that also paused deportations for the first 100 days starting on January 22nd of 2021. And the biggest one was the fact that he halted the construction of the border wall between Mexico and the United States. This border crisis is caused by Biden, and the main point of it is to get votes, to get political power. The Democrats have proven to us recently that it doesn't matter about their approval with the Americans. All they care about is getting as many votes as possible in any way that they can. So we're talking about ballot harvesting. We're talking about not requiring voter ID. Anytime that there's a voter ID law passed, they're like, oh no, this is just Jim Crow style voting laws. That is such BS. You should be required to have a voter ID in order to vote within the United States. This is highly popular amongst Americans. When polled, this is always something that the majority of Americans in the United States say that they do want. They want voter ID. They want you to prove who you are before you do vote in an election. Also, there's the student loans. Biden right now is buying off votes with taxpayer money in order to get those back. This is all a part of the law of reciprocity, where if Biden does something for someone, they are willing to give it back to him by voting for him this November. Yes, the borders are open. We have an invasion going on. Yes, inflation is as high as it's been in over 30 years. Yes, gas prices prices are crazy high. Everything is more expensive under Biden. This country is in worse shape since Biden took office, but he's betting on the fact that he can get just enough votes in, that he could talk enough people into voting for him this December and overlook everything that he has done to this country, the bad position that he has put this country in by being in office. It's funny because just recently I had a video that popped up, and there's a lot of people out there commenting, sitting there saying how I'm losing my marbles, how I don't know what I'm talking about, disinformation, all this crap. It's facts, guys. All you have to do is look at the fact of it. Look at what Biden has been doing. He is intentionally trying to get these migrants across the border so that he can get reelected in November, and so that the Democrats have ultimate power for the future to come with all these millions of illegal immigrants coming into the country. Let's see how this video goes. I'm sure I'm going to get some serious comments out of this one from all those far left people out there. If you do love this content though, guys, I just ask that you do follow along. Until next time, stay free.